Skadoosh. I'm trying. Skadoosh. Hey, welcome to the Just Smile Over podcast, where a veteran can be veteran. And today, my name is Thalin Johnson, and this podcast is in honor of Brendan J. Castro. So we're going to get right into it, 10 for 10. What is the most important lesson that you can learn for or in the military? We're going to talk about it right now. Knock out your 10 for 10. Let's get it. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Let's go. All right. Excuse the office. It's a little bit messy. But hope you all have been doing great and staying blessed up. Trying to get more active on here on the podcast. But the main thing I want you to take from this today while I catch my breath is this, right? Is that combat is not the main cause of suicide in the military. All right. Actually, studies have shown that there's no correlation between the two. All right. So there's no correlation between combat and suicide in the military. All right. There's actually 3 stresses that have been identified present in suicide victims in the last recent studies. All right. And those 3 things are relationship problems, financial problems, and can you guess the last one? Put it down in the comment. Pause this right now, put it down in the comment, and see if you did guess it right. And the last one is legal problems. All right, so 3 big stressors for suicide in the military: relationship problems, financial problems, and legal problems. And that's why it's very important for this topic today, because this is the one thing I feel like this lesson, learning it, now that I look back on my career in the military, and also like my better buddies and close people that I was connected to in the military that also knew of suicide, it makes sense, that the biggest lesson that I've learned that helped me so much throughout the military is this. Pause, let me know in the comments yours as well. All right. When you're done writing it, restart the video. And it is leadership. All right. Leadership. And from the beginning of joining the military, you kind of learn about leadership. All right. And you spelled a different way. You spelled LDRSHIP. And the importance of leadership, I didn't know at the time how valuable this was, right, for me in life, was the fact that this LDRSHIP spelled for leadership was core values, which is so important and vital and a strong foundation for who you are and who you can be as a leader. All right. And just for your life period. All right. Identifying and working on my core values is what really helped me a lot getting through like PTSD with fireworks All right, helping me get through a lot in life, finding my purpose and living life the way, and helping me with transitioning through life, because I identified core values for myself, right? My three core values are honesty, respect, and selfless service. All right, that's my three core values. Once I'm living by those, it doesn't matter what I'm going through in life. I feel strong, confident in myself to get through it. All right, and I feel like a leader in my life, and I'm very confident in the things I do. All right, and LDRSHIP, I'll put it in the chat. In the military, L, you guys should know, right? Loyalty. All right, D, I'll put it down here as well. Duty. All right, R, respect. S, selfless service. H, can you guess? Not honesty, but honor. I, integrity. Hopefully I'm spelling these right. If I'm not, somebody correct me, all right? But they're in the chat. And then P, which is personal courage. All right, I'm not going to go too long in the video and explaining what each of these are. You can actually do some research on your own. Look up Google or look up in a dictionary what these words mean, and you would see why it helps a soldier be a leader in the military by living up to these core values of leadership, which is loyalty, duty, respect, selfless service, honor, integrity, and personal courage. All right, and as pretty much in my first few years in the military, I would say my 1 year, all right, being a new private, having these core values and living up to these core values helped me so much to be a leader and to learn about leadership, all right, by living up to these values. It got me to the point of my 2-year mark, which this podcast is all about, is to help veterans and soldiers, service members who are at their 2-year mark, all right, to figure out what they want to do in life and where to go, what direction that they need to get. And that's where this other definition and meaning of leadership came from. All right. And in the military, leadership is influencing people by providing purpose, direction, and motivation to accomplish the mission and improve the organization. I learned that by going to boards, learning what the meaning of leadership is, and I designed my career and life to pretty much live up to this very lesson of leadership, right? This is what meant the most to me and helped me to excel and fast track and be great at anything that I did in the military when it came to leadership, was keeping that in mind all the time. Even now, getting out of the military, transitioning, all right, looking at leadership, applying for a job. Oh, I need purpose, direction, and motivation in my life. What is going to give me a purpose? What is this new job or this new task, this new thing that I'm going to do? I need to find that purpose, because then it will give me that direction that I need, right? And to always stay motivated. All right. But the big thing is, when I'm applying for jobs or looking for a position or looking for opportunities, volunteer opportunities, things like that, anything in life, I always look at and I always come to the people, right, with ways of how I can help improve the organization. You always want to be able to improve others, which would also improve yourself. All right. And you always want to accomplish the mission and get the job done. That has been my focus every single time I meet people, is always influencing people by providing purpose, direction, and motivation to accomplish the mission and improve the organization. And if you put that in yourself at your 2-year mark, I guarantee you would fast track in the military. And also when you transition, always remember it for yourself. All right. So I shared a personal story. For me, a big tip I would say is to just be smart, and I always looked up to other leaders. All right. If you don't have an idea of what leadership would be for you, I looked at good leaders, I looked at bad leaders. I knew what to take from some and what not to take from some. All right. I got in the room with people who were where I wanted to get to. All right. So definitely going to boards, that would help you a lot with leadership, right? You will learn how to know your job, how to maneuver through difficult pressure, applying pressure, being under pressure, and still, answering the questions, showing your knowledge, and you're in front of higher ups, because these people, man, are who are going to give you your next rank. All right. So my goal in the military was to get to Sergeant Major of the Army. All right. If a lot of you don't know, and we'll talk about this topic in a different podcast, right? But there was a Black Sergeant Major of the Army. There was only one. All right. And how things went down, you can do your own research, but he didn't leave a pretty good impression or a good mark for Black Sergeant Major of the Armies, because he was the only one pretty much at that time. I think Sergeant Major of the Army Grinston is African American as well. So, and he's doing really good from what I can see or know or hear from, because I'm no longer in. But I wanted to be the person, the soldier that go and erase that, right? So my goal was to get to Sergeant Major of the Army when I first got in, all right? And change that narrative to show that, Black Sergeant Major of the Armies and inspire other Black soldiers to move up and progress. It is very difficult for Black soldiers in the military. I'm not going to sugarcoat it for you, especially with my job as a scout. If you ain't cap, you already know. All right. So, and I'll talk about that in another podcast, but definitely it changed for me because I no longer attached it to a rank. I just wanted to be, when I went to boards, you guys can steal this. All right, when they asked me what's my long-term goal is to be one of the most honorable soldiers to serve in the military and to produce outstanding leaders under my leadership as I progress in the ranks. That's it. So no matter what rank I got out at, no matter what happened, once I was always living up to that long-term goal of being an honorable soldier in the military and produce outstanding leadership, I was Gucci, man. And that's exactly what I went out and did. And just doing something like this, Just Smile Over, also is helping to keep that going for myself. Pretty interesting. I got out and still kind of sticking to it. All right. So the big thing I would tell you guys that's very important is to learn what leadership means to you in the military and also personally. All right. Not just in the military, but also personally. And when you get to identify that for yourself, right, then when you're great, because I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I was great at being leadership and being a leader in the military, but I kind of sucked at personal leadership. All right, I really did. And I had to do a lot more work at personal leadership because I didn't really understand the dynamics of balancing the soldier and the soldier in the uniform and the individual myself under the uniform, right? So I was all about military, the mission, and improving the organization, that I didn't think about how to be a leader for my personal life, right? Which would have hit the three stresses of relationship problems, which I did have a lot, financial problems, I did have a lot, and legal problems, which I eventually hit at some point. Not a lot, but we all run into that. And I strongly believe, and that's why for you guys, a 2-year mark, all right, is to get really deep and identify. And that's something that I learned and I would love to pass on to anyone else in the military, is to learn leadership, not only for yourself as a soldier, but also for your personal life as well. All right. The person in the uniform and the person under the uniform. All right. So I'm going over my notes. I'm still learning this. So that's why it's a big thing to identify, hey, that we need to respect each other. I know a lot of people, they feel like if you didn't do combat, or because of the type of MOS, they kind of, push you to a side and don't think like you're going through shit, and that you kind of get picked on and told to man up, drink water, suck it up, Charlie Mike. Is just understand that a lot of people were going through stuff. Even reservists also commit suicide, and they don't go to combat that much. And it's because of these three stresses. All right. So don't just think it's because of people who do go to combat. All right. Veterans who do go to combat are the ones who are prone to suicide. So hopefully that will show you guys to just take care of each other. As I said, we need each other. We are the solution to our problem. All right. And to always remember that combat isn't the main cause of suicide in the military. And the best solution you can do for yourself right now and for each other is to define what leadership is for you as a soldier in your military career, and also as an individual in your personal life. And that would help you to transition, and it will also help you to see at your 2-year mark if you want to stay in or get out. All right. So hopefully that helps help someone out today. All right. I wrote something down. All right. And I kind of wanted to share with you guys. It was for you guys. All right. And it says, and I just popped up on my bed thinking about this. And it's like, to be an effective leader, first you have to know who you are leading. You need to know their strengths, weaknesses, and what they can best do for your team. What drives them and what are their mental barriers so you can build on it. And this is something that helped me a lot when I had soldiers and when I was in the military. I always got to identify their strengths, weaknesses. I got to know who I am leading, right, to be the best leader that I can for them, because they deserve that. All right. And you also deserve it for your life. All right. Shout out to you veterans. All right. You deserve to have the best effective leader, which is yourself. Identify your strengths. Get to know yourself. Get to know who you are under the uniform, the individual. Get to know your strengths. Get to know your weaknesses. Get to know what drives you, what keeps you going. All right. And that would help you if you're staying in or you getting out. All right. So that's all I got for you guys. To be the leader of your life. All right. Be the leader of your life. So next video, I'm talking about something, and it's going to be about hurry up and wait. I want to hear from you guys. Drop in the comments to let me know, what do you think about hurry up and wait? What has your experience been with it? I would love to hear some of your stories. All right, so drop it down in the comments. And next episode 4, we'll talk about hurry up and wait. All right, that's it. Veteran community, this is JT, the flight attendant. Just stay alive. Just smile over. Get it. Skadoosh.